Welcome to Kicking It Local, the podcast all about the football community in South Australia. I'm your host, Johnny Kecko, and today, I think I say this every single week, but it is a little bit different. And why not? 2023, got to do things differently. And today, I feel very comfortable, and I am kicking it comfortably, all thanks to Macron Sports Hub Adelaide, providing clubs and sports podcasters with a teamwear needs. macronstoreadelaide.com.au to get your gear today. And one man that makes me even more comfortable is alongside me, a special guest co-host for today to take a reflection on the first 11 rounds of the Men's League. I am thankfully joined by Football SA Life member and also a commentator on NPL TV, Marc Talbot. Thanks for joining me, mate.
Thanks for having me on this special mid-season breakdown.
Yeah, mid-season reflection. We're going to reflect on some of the big moments of the season so far. And another thing as well to note is the Women's League's not too far away as well. So I'm going to do a special edition for that in a couple of weeks' time with some other special guests joining me. But for today, we got some very good guests lined up, and not only NPL, we're going to take a look at the State League 1 as well. There's a newcomer in there. What a great grand final it was last year in the State League 2 grand final. Vipers FC getting the job done. So we'll take a little bit of a look back on that game as well with Ibrahim, who is joining us today, and we'll ask him how he's coping in State League 1.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting chat with Madge, I think.
Yeah, it will be. And some other key chats we're going to have as well. Well, we thought some of the best moments from 2023 so far in the first half of the season, we'll have something from earlier on in the season, but the best moment probably happened just a few days ago. So we're going to talk to Nick Bucco with his goal from halfway mark. So that's going to be fun to talk to him about that. And also leading goal scorer as well and newcomer to the league. He's taken the league by storm. James Temelkovski will be joining us too, Marc.
Yeah, two great people to have a chat with. I mean, you've had Bucco on your show before. And we all know that he could be King Carl by the end of this week, but we all know he's the face of Adelaide City now. So it'd be great to have a catch up with him. And with Temelkovski coming on board, that'd be an exciting chat considering where he's been and what his future aims are for football. It'll be quite interesting to find out how he's ended up at Metro.
Yes, it will be. And also, Football South Australia have upped their game on social media. They've hired Hayley Routley, who does some incredible social media captions as well and memes, which she came up with the crowning of King Carl's with Nicholas Bucco on the weekend, and a great one for Mo Torre as well in another language. So she can do multiple languages as well, which is incredible. So we'll be chatting with Matt Mays as well to find out what's in store for the second half of the season. So that'll be fun as well.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of excitement there just to see where they're heading and what insights he can provide.
He is, and we'll ask him if Mr. Matt will be returning anytime soon as well after the resurgence on my podcast earlier in the season. So we'll ask him about that. But before we get into our guest, Marc, let's talk about a bit of our favourite moments of the season so far. We've been commentating all year. You've taken a step back from playing a few years ago, but now you're back involved in the local game. How have you found the first 11 rounds so far? Because we're all dying for it to happen, to start and kick off and get some football in us, but it's happened so quickly. We're already halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think that's probably the scary part, is that we're halfway through the season already. It doesn't feel like yesterday we were lining up with round one, which was Adelaide City, West Adelaide. And we're already, 11 rounds down. So I'm sort of scared at how quickly the time has gone. That's probably my biggest thing there. I'm just scared that it's going to go too fast. We're going to be in finals in no time. So I think it just needs to slow down a little bit.
Absolutely. What's your favourite moment so far that's happened to you in the first 11 rounds?
Oh, it happened to me personally or just in general?
Or either or.
So I think probably for me, it's getting back involved with the commentary team, being able to do that again for this our second year where we've had a bit more impact and involvement. I think that's probably for me. That's the best part about it, is getting to know the players again and getting to get our feet under the table effectively to do that. And then from there, I mean, some of the goals have been outstanding. You can't go past. I mean, look at Bucco's goal on the weekend. Temelkovski's, some of his goals have been outrageous. Look at the one he scored against Sturt last week. So some of those moments have been fantastic. Jackson O'Donnell save I think that deserves a mention. I mean, goalkeepers, like goalkeeper union, they don't get enough. They don't get enough say. They don't get enough recognition. Jackson O'Donnell saved last week for West Adelaide, but also I think I really enjoyed round one. That West Adelaide
That was
Adelaide
good.
City game, Service FM. You were there. It was the atmosphere was brilliant. I think we pulled a few hundred people to that game. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how many, but it would have been probably 400 or 500. I think maybe even it would have been 400 or 500, maybe more. But just that having that rivalry back again, and all the kids, like how many juniors there were there watching that night with their flags and everything. For me, that's just brilliant. That's where we want to get to is those young kids coming back to watch their seniors. So for me, that's probably one of my favourite moments.
Absolutely, and I'll put it out there to my Kicking a Local family as well. And one of the ones I said for the biggest surprise so far, and it was the newly promoted West Adelaide Hellas's triumph so far. Everyone's surprised by the way they're performing. So it's been good to see them back in the NPL top flight.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I looked at the 12 teams and I thought they're going to struggle this year. They didn't really recruit a lot of known players. But what Jimmy Sakinis has done out there with the team he's got them playing as a team. He's got them just playing football for each other. And that's really taken them a long way. And they're sitting mid-table now. So they're doing really well. I think it's been brilliant.
And only 3 points away from the top six, which is an incredible achievement for such a young squad. My favourite moments would have to be watching LA United play as well. And seeing some of these youngsters playing in our league and doing an incredible job has been fantastic to see. That Luke Dizelle goal that we saw a couple of weeks ago, Ethan Alagic, we're seeing some great players in our local league. And it's good to see this next generation as well.
Yeah, you're right there. I mean, the Adelaide United stuff, that those youngsters coming through have been fantastic. And you're more of an Adelaide United supporter than I am. I like watching them, but you are a proper fan. So for you to be able to see those youngsters come through, it must be exciting. It is great. And for football in general, it's great. I mean, we're talking about goals, and you saw the Ethan Alagic goal against Campbelltown the other week. Luke Dizelle goal. So they've got some real good talent. We all know that they've got the talent, but if you want to see them, go out and watch their NPL side. It's just fantastic.
Absolutely. It is good to watch. I'm more of an A-League fan, but watching the youth come through as well. In the NPL, I'm a neutral, but it's good just to see that young kids coming through, and I love it. It's a lot of fun.
Of course it is, yeah. It is good. And
another moment I think will always stick in my mind from the first 11 rounds was the moment I almost fell off the scaffold. So
I was gonna say, surely that's in your memories, is the fact when you nearly fell off the scaff.
Yes, that is one of my moments. Let's take a quick look back at that.
Johnny, you all right, mate?
Yeah, all good. The scaffolding's got a hole in it.
that was a weird moment, and I think it was the first time I ever met Vlado as well. And in the first 20 minutes, I'm sitting on top of him. So I think we bonded very quickly. So that was a lot of fun. But that will always stick in my mind. And then one thing that will always stick in my mind as well is the goal on the weekend. Nicholas Bucco scoring from his own half. Now, the man of the moment, we got him right on the line with us at the moment. Nicholas Bucco, mate, thank you for joining us. And I'm sure after that goal, your phone's been ringing off the hook.
Thanks for having me, guys. I received a few messages after the game over the weekend, and obviously social media these days with the videos and all that. It's quite easy to have a goal publicised. So compared to when I first started playing, you'd be lucky if one game a week was filmed. So yeah, pretty lucky in that sense. And just obviously it didn't really sink in a few days after because we dropped points. But the last couple of days, we've been talking about it at training a little bit, so it sort of sunk in a bit more.
Nick, it's Mark. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, Mark.
Great to have you on here. It's this is my first time trying to sort of co-host, so I feel privileged to be here. But you're saying about it's great to have one game filmed, and obviously you have that. When you started, you had one game. Try being from my end, mate. We had radio, so trying to score a cracking goal like that, have that explained and win goal of the week. It's going to be a little bit easier for you these days, mate.
Well, exactly, Mark. And it's funny because I don't feel as if I'm going to try and make myself sound old. But even when I first started, we about 14 years ago in the senior ranks. It was just lucky to have one game a week broadcasted, and then if you were lucky as well, Nat Adamopoulos would be filming a game. So it's just crazy how football's changed, not only from a playing point of view, but also from a spectating and a viewing point of view in South Australia.
And how lucky are we to have a commentator on that game as well, with Seb O'Neill doing a great job. And you could tell in his expression of calling that goal how surprised he was as well. But how surprised were you when it went in the back of the net? Can you talk us through that moment? Because this is probably going to be the moment of the season, I reckon, or one of them at least.
I'm glad he called it well, which was great. Because obviously when a goal like that wouldn't have any commentary, you visualize it and think about it. So for him to be on there, it was great. And I don't know, I just noticed through the first half that not just the Croydon keeper, but a lot of the goalkeepers in our league, they hover off their line as a sweeper keeper, so to speak. So it's sort of as Dorba just kicked the ball on, and I used my body to protect the ball in the space, I saw it just set up perfect, and I was like, you know what, just hit it. I've been waiting for something like that in terms of having a long range go this year where it sat perfect, and it just struck it real sweet. Like as soon as it came off the boot, I just saw it travel, and the trajectory of the ball went left to right. As soon as it started coming back, I'm like, oh my God, it's actually gone in. And I got him. In my head, I added the words were, I've got him here. So it's just crazy the way it worked out, and the boys just were loving it. And just disappointing that we didn't go on to win the game, because it would have made it a bit more special. But obviously, still important to get back in the game after we gave away a goal. So to be honest, it's taken a few days to sink in about the actual goal. So over the last couple of days, I've watched it a few more times, and it's special.
So, Nick, you don't have it on repeat then? That surprises me. I would.
I did yesterday. I've watched it a few times. I must admit, yesterday I watched it a good 20 times. I'll be honest.
I'm glad to hear it.
And the most important bit is, it's currently going on Goal of the Week. You're currently sitting top of it. What are you going to do with the burger? Are you going to eat it yourself, or are you going to pass it on to someone else? You looking forward to that burger?
You know what? I think purely for the goal, I think I might eat it. But we'll see. I'll see. I might even hold on to the voucher for a little bit, see if any of the other Adelaide City boys can get one in the coming weeks, and maybe we'll go together.
Nice, a nice dinner date. You can probably rewatch both your Goal of the Weeks as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And it'll taste a bit better sharing it with one of the boys.
The only thing I think of, Nick, is who's capable of scoring something outrageous like yourself. I look at Aladdin, maybe. Possibly Dorba, but apart from that, I think not many other players would be that courageous to try something outlandish like yourself.
I got a feeling that the next one that's coming might be Matt Halliday from a corner chipping the goalkeeper from a tight angle. There you go.
So there's a set play coming up, I believe. We'll keep an eye out for that next game.
Now, Nick,
please do, yeah. I've seen him do it many times at training.
Now, Nick, before we let you go, one thing, we're halfway in the season now. You've got another half to go. What's been the biggest surprise so far for you? On a personal note, or in general, so far?
From a team perspective, Johnny, or?
Yeah, from your team's perspective.
Look, I think I have been surprised with the way we've struggled, and some of our performances, to be honest. And we're all aware of that. But we've been training really, really well. Still very positive at the club. The boys are, we're all in it. It's just been difficult. It's for some reason the weekends have just been tough. But we're all sticking together. We're training really hard. Great quality sessions with pairs. So we've had a couple of key outs at the back, so that sort of hurt our consistency defensively, which has hurt us on the weekends. And obviously we're not scoring as many goals as we'd like. So we know where we have to fix it, and I think that's in both boxes. Everything in between, that's not too bad, and it's gradually getting better and better. I think we started slow because we had a few boys have interrupted pre-season. So, yeah, look, I'm a little bit shocked by how slow we've been, but again, we've got half a season to rectify that, starting with a big game on Saturday against West Adelaide, and we know they're going to be right up for that, and they're going to be a very, very difficult opponent, especially the way they've been defending and picking up results. So, under no illusions that it's going to be tough from here, but yeah, we're definitely ready for the challenge.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to the second half of the season, mate. Hopefully it kicks on for you guys because you had a great season last year and we want to see Adelaide City do well for the remainder of the year. And, mate, we want to see you back in the goal of the season as well. We got to see more goal of the weeks from you, I reckon, and maybe go for a little bit further back.
I'll try my best on Saturday at the Shores because there might be a breeze behind me. Maybe I'll get a bit further, but I appreciate the kind words, guys, and thanks for having me and love the work that you're both doing. I appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Nick Bucco, mate. Thank you so much. We're now going to go into the State League 1, which is there's been some great moments in there and a lot of big talking points this year as well. But one of my favourite memories from last season was commentating the grand final of the State League 2. And in that grand final was Vipers FC, who made their way into the State League 1 for this year. And what a big achievement for the club. And we're going to have a quick chat to Ibrahim, the coach of Vipers FC, to talk about how his season has gone so far and how he's found the first half of 2023. Madge, thanks for joining me on the line.
No worries. Thank you for having me, Johnny. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to have you on here. How have you found the transition from State League 2 to State League 1 this season?
Yeah, it's been really good. We've really enjoyed it. It's definitely been a different challenge, and coming up against quality opposition has been exciting. I think it's been really good to be in State League 1 actually.
Yeah, Madge, it's Marc Talbot. How you going, mate?
Hey Mark, how are you?
Good, mate. Good. Got a question for you. With now moving into State League 1, how did you find tactics and formations and systems? Did you have to amend that to cater for, as you just said, the stronger teams when playing against them, or have you gone in with the same philosophy as last year?
Yeah, it's actually a really good question, Mark. On the most part, we've gone in with the way we want to play and the same system and everything. We have, throughout pre-season and that, worked on, a few different variations and how we might deal with certain situations, because, to be honest, in State League 2, we kind of expected to dominate every game and have a lot of the ball and get things on our terms, whereas probably this year that you're up against better opposition than the previous year, so you can't always expect to have the game on your terms. So we have worked on different ways to combat certain things and that. So there's been little tweaks, but for the most part we kind of go in the way we want to play.
Oh, that's good to hear. I like the fact the philosophy's effectively stayed the same. And a big player for you guys, I've noticed, is Craig Shearer. For namesake, what a striker! But he's putting the goals away for you guys.
Yeah, so Craig's he's been fantastic this year. He was with us in 2022, but he'd come off a bit of a long injury and had been out for a little while and couldn't quite get the fitness that was needed. But from day one we've had him, we've kind of thought, we've got a real player on our hand who can definitely score, and he strikes the ball better than anyone I've seen. So we've been really happy that he's worked extremely hard this pre-season, did so much work prior to coming back into training, and he's getting reward for all his hard work. So yeah, he's been really good for us.
Well, he's currently sitting on the top of the leading goal scorers of the league so far on the halfway mark. Hopefully he's got a little while to go before he can finish that off. Another half a season to go. Mate, last thing, how have you found playing some bigger clubs this season? You got the likes of Adelaide Croatia Raiders in the league. How have you found playing against those bigger sides? Yeah,
look, it's been good. I mean, Raiders probably been the standout team in our competition. I think they've probably got a lot of quality players and have started the season really well, and it's probably one of the few games I'd say that we were, completely outplayed on that day. But in general, coming up against these bigger clubs has actually been really good. It's exciting. It's kind of what you want to be. They're the teams you want to be playing against and see how you match up against them. So yeah, we've found it really exciting to come up against those bigger clubs.
Maj, last question from me. I'll keep this one quick. How have you found playing out at West Beach? It's not your home, but it is for this year at the moment.
Yeah, we're playing out at Velo, but it's the same, Apex Park, I should say. Apex has been good. It's, we still train at St. Clair, and it's not our home ground as such, Apex Park, but to be honest with you, I think we probably prefer playing on the synthetic. And we've thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, no problems from there. We hope to get back to St. Clair, in the coming year or so, but that still needs a bit of upgrade, which is hopefully in the pipelines now.
That's good to hear. I'm just hoping that it's not because you're going back to SL2. That's what we're hoping for.
What's that, sorry, Mark?
I said we're hoping that you're not back at St. Clair because you've gone back to SL2. We're hoping that it's for upgrades.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And for my sake as well, I hope you stay in the State League 1 and go to St. Clair, because just around the corner, I need more clubs closer to home because I'm sick of the long drives. But, mate,
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us, Madge. I know you got 50% of the season to go, but you're looking like you're doing all right to continue in State League 1 for another year. But all the best, mate, and look forward to seeing you more around the grounds.
No worries. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, and thanks for all the coverage. We appreciate it.
We're on the halfway mark of the season. The NPL, let's get back into that, because there's someone who's come into the league for 2023, and he's already on 13 goals from 11 games, and that is James Temelkovski from Metro Stars. Mate, thank you for joining us.
Thank you to be a part.
It's great to have you on board, mate, and it's great to have you in the NPL. You've only been here for 11 games, and you've already made a name for yourself at Metro Stars. How have you found your time playing in South Australia?
I've enjoyed my time here. I've come here before, but my second time here now with Metro, it's been really good so far, and I'm really happy to be a part of here.
So James, you said you've been here before. Who were you here with the first time? I wasn't aware that you'd already made an appearance here in SA.
I was here the first time with Adelaide Croatia Raiders. I was midway through the season here when I came here a year and a half
One
ago.
of my old clubs, one of many. I should be careful how I say that. No, look, it's been great to see you in the league. I've thoroughly enjoyed the way you play and the goals you've scored. And how have you gone with settling in outside of the football? Because obviously you've come in from interstate. So how have you gone? Like, what do you do during the day? Do you work? Do you kill time by going to the gyms? What's sort of your week look like?
My routine right now is nothing really outrageous. I do coaching for Metro as well, so that's my other days off that I have. But right now, there's nothing outrageous I do. I have my girlfriend here as well, Mia. She just works, and while I'm at home, I'm just a housemate. I clean, I work, I make sure my body's all good and functioning as well. I see the physio regularly, and I just go for walks, and then the coaching on the side as well. That's what I do right now in Adelaide here.
That's good to hear. So when Metro reached out to you and they said, "Look, come over and play for us," was the plan to when they reached out? Was the plan to bring your partner with you? Was it that she decided, you know what, I'm actually going to go because I want to see Adelaide? What was the thinking behind it?
Oh, there was a lot of thinking behind everything. With Metro, I signed with them a year and a half ago before when I left Raiders. And I meant to sign with them, but I went overseas, and then we've kept in contact. And I've always really wanted to prove myself in this league, especially with a good club behind backing me as well. And I thought Metro was the right move, so I went with Metro, and they signed Danny as well, and Nick Kuzman always kept in contact. And I thought that was the right move. And with my partner as well, she really wanted to, not do long distance relationships. She wanted to stay with me and be a part of my journey, and obviously keep me, she's my rock. She keeps me my head held high, which is good.
She sounds like a keeper.
Yeah, she is.
Have you found South Australia? This is your second time in here in South Australia, but you've played in Victoria, you've played in New South Wales. How do you find the difference with the South Australian football?
I've said this many times to many people before. I think South Australia, with the top 4 teams here, they can compete anywhere. They're really they're really good teams here. They can play anywhere. They're really good with technical football. They can play really well here. With Melbourne, it's more physical league, more direct. That's why I chose to come here, because I want to play with the ball instead of going a long ball sometimes. Because I like to play with my feet more than my head. But everything else, South Australia has really got good footballers here, and that's why I chose to come here. Even in Sydney, Sydney's good, but I thought, I want to prove myself interstate wise, and just try and do well here. So that's what happened.
Well, you're doing well so far, just in the first 11 games, mate. 13 goals from 11 games. Do any of them stand out to you? Because for us, we've seen some incredible ones from you. But for yourself, what one stands out the most?
Oh, probably the Campbelltown game. Mostly, I like to play in like against Campbelltown, Comets, those teams. Mostly, those goals for me are more important because obviously we're versing a top team or a really challenging team, and they're more important goals for me because obviously they're like 6 points for me. Those games when we win those games, importantly. So those goals stand out more, even if they're a tap in or not, because it's against a good club, a big club. So it's those ones stand out for me.
No, that's a fair shout. I like the way that you put the team first in that regard. But surely the overhead against would rank up there as a sort of personal real highlight.
It's good, yeah. But if you can say I didn't go celebrate because I was really upset with myself because I thought I should have scored another 2 goals in that game. So I wasn't really happy with my performance in that game. But yeah, I was happy with the win as well, especially the win. Which I was happy.
You sound like a true striker.
He scored 13 goals and he's still not happy, Mark.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He sounds like a true striker.
We love that kind of mentality in our league. James, it's been great to have you in here. And what are you looking forward to most in the second half of the season?
I'm looking forward to see how we go in the FA Cup run. We've got a game tonight. Hopefully we go through with that and to see where we really come at the end of the season. I really believe our team is good enough to win everything. We've got the coach, we've got the players, and we're playing a good brand of football right now, and hopefully want to see us win something at the end of the season as well. So I can't wait for the more games to come. So yeah.
No worries. We look forward to seeing you in those games as well, and all the best for the rest of the season. Hopefully, if I ever do a post-season wrap-up, I'll be speaking to the leading goal scorer by the looks of it. So we'll have you back on then, hopefully. But all the best, mate, and good luck with the future of your career as well, because it looks like you're in an upward trajectory at the moment.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Great young kid, Temelkovski. Big future ahead, Mark, and looking forward to seeing what he can do for the remainder of the season. The way he's gone, he can get close to 30 goals in one season. That's going to be huge.
Will be, and I think he'll have competition all the way with JJ Rideout. So it's going to be a tight competition between those two for the Golden Boot.
Absolutely. Well, on the line now, we're going to go federation-wise now because there's a lot happening. They stepped up the game this season. They've brought in Hayley Routley, as we mentioned earlier. Great and very clever memes as well that she comes up with. So we're seeing Football SA taking a different turn on the media front, and to talk about what's happened so far and what's to come in the second half of the season, Matt Mays, or Mr. Matt, joins us right now on the line. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt, it's time for Mr. Matt. He's the coach for the Orange Hat. It's time for Mr. Matt. Hello, Johnny. Hi, Mark. Do you like football?
Oh, we knew we were going to get something off the cuff. I didn't reckon we'll get this, but thank you for joining us tonight.
We got two people on the line at once here. This is brilliant.
Yeah, this is great. Who are we going to chat to first, Mark? Do you want to chat to Mr. Matt or Matt Mays first?
You know what they say about the staff of Football SA, gentlemen? We like to multitask.
You do. Well, Matt, I want to talk to Matt Mays for a second.
Sure.
Where you're the media manager at Football SA, we've seen a little bit of a change happen. What have you seen so far in the first half of the season so far in the men's league?
Oh, a change. What do you mean a change, John?
Well, you've brought in Hayley Routley. There's a bit more of your game stepped up a little bit on social media.
Yeah. So yes, we obviously Hayley came on board just after Christmas, and just basically kicked off, carried on of what we started last year, but she's kind of helped us take it to a new level, more regular graphics, more content. We gave both leagues a real good push this year. We got some great articles in the local paper as well. So Hayley's a fantastic asset, and more content to come, I'm sure, from the both of us.
Absolutely. And also with the commentary and match it around situation as well. You're Jaden Betterman, who also is in your team as well. How have you seen that progress this season as well with the way it's kicked off?
Yeah, I guess from I think the commentary's taken a bit of a downfall, to be honest, Johnny.
Oh,
We
wow.
need to up our. I'm
For context,
joking. I'm
myself and Mark are
joking.
commentators, so for those of you that don't know.
I'm
Thanks, Matt.
joking. No, very, very proud of the of what we're achieving so far. Jaden is doing some hours with Clutch as well, getting his producing hours up and about behind the scenes. We've got expanded our commentary team this year. You guys are doing a great job putting in voluntary hours as well, which we're very fortunate that you guys are doing what you love. Young Seb has come on board, 17 years of age, commentating at the local level now. And, you know, Alessio, never lead commentated before, has jumped on. David Grant, Billy Graves, of course, Mark as well. So, and a few more to come later in the season, I'm sure. So, I'm very grateful to have you guys part of the team, believing in the product, what we're trying to achieve. So that's fantastic.
What's obviously, how are you looking at attracting more people? You said you're hoping for more people coming in later in this year. How are you approaching that? How are you going to try to attract more commentators and co-coms and obviously boundary riders as well? What's the plan moving forward there?
Well, lucky, you boys have a lot of impact in that regard. So, you know, we're slowly building a network of people that we know and trust and know the game as well. You know, former players that like to give their insight. But from a lead commentary point of view, I know Johnny has some contacts in his area as well. You know, we're looking to engage with a radio school, the university. I'm really looking forward to giving the next generation of media personalities the chance at this level. I think it's really important that we promote that pathway in the industry. And it really does make a difference with engagement, I think, with watching games online. So, you know, I'm thrilled to be a part of that process. I guess we're really looking to engage female personalities as well. So if anyone's listening that want to give it a go, please get in touch with either of us three as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I really like the sounds of that engagement with the schools as well, because I think that's a great opportunity there, which obviously the Federation are looking into and looking at trying to provide those hours. Just another one off the back of that is, are you trying to engage Adelaide United? Or I know we had Lockie Barr on for the Anzac Day clash, which I thought was brilliant. Are we looking at the Federation looking at trying to get involved with Adelaide United there to provide them a training to top up their media duties?
Of course, Mark. No, I'd absolutely love to have the Adelaide United men and women's team working with us. You're right in saying Lockie Barr did join us on the Anzac Day broadcast, which was unbelievable. And I think Lockie said a couple of the boys are actually keen to jump on the mic with us. I think I'm probably going to wait a couple of weeks. They might be a little bit preoccupied. But no, most certainly would absolutely love to have them part of the broadcast. And from the women's side as well, we had Izzy Hodgson co-coms with Paul Marcachetti and Mariska Waldus as well recently jumped on with Paul as well. So I'm sure that there will be a few more appearances coming in the next few months. But yeah, once the men's season has finished, hopefully after they lift the trophy itself, we can engage with the boys and bring them in.
Absolutely, it would be fantastic. I was on board that night with Lockie Barr, and it was great to have someone with his knowledge of the game and insights, especially coming from the A-League, to promote the local game, which is fantastic to see. So we'll hopefully see more of that. What should we expect on social media as well coming up in the final few months?
Well, nothing like no new like big changes coming. Just more content, I guess. We've obviously got the Australia Cup qualifying finals coming up in a few weeks as well, followed by the Federation Cup final. Just on the match of the round, boys, I just wanted to touch upon the statement that we released last week about our pilot scheme with Channel 44. So we obviously we're airing 2 games a week on that broadcast, and that's currently pausing. But we'd love everyone to jump on our website and give their feedback to see if we should continue with airing games on local TV. That would be fantastic.
Definitely get on board. footballsa.com.au to find that one. But Matt, now we're talking about the Football SA side of things. I want to talk about the your side of things. Just as a person as loves football and being involved in the match around, I think you've done AV at the Service FM Stadium as well, and just going to attend games. What's your favourite moment on the first 11 weeks, first 11 rounds? Sorry, reflecting on that first half of the season.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Many.
Like watching live or
anything, just whatever you can reflect on from the first half of the season.
Oh, geez, where do I begin? Well, the opening night was really fantastic. The build up to the NPL season was really great as well. Really liked Adelaide City wearing their heritage strip for the opening night. Obviously, the goal of the season contender by Nicholas Bucco at the weekend was fantastic to see as well. I guess just in general, look, I think seeing the boys at Adelaide United blossoming in our division and in the A-Leagues as well, I think is fantastic. I think it shows that there's a real clear pathway there, and it's really great to see Kyle give the boys a go. And I'm looking forward to seeing those boys compete in the NPL in the second half of the season too. But yeah, it's nice to see games at Service FM Stadium every week as well. And yeah, just bring it all on, basically.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm surprised you didn't mention your favourite moment was when you saw me fall off the scaffold. You had prime position right behind me.
Yeah, so well, I didn't really want to bring that up on a platform, Johnny, but I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
And disclaimer. That had nothing to do with Football SA. It was a very safe scaffold.
It was safe. It was safe.
It was very safe before my CEO calls me.
No, it's definitely safe. You can promote those things once it's all good. If it wasn't good, I wouldn't talk about it.
That's why we gave it a retweet.
That's it. Hey, I wouldn't be promoting it if I didn't find it funny. But like I said earlier in the podcast to Mark as well, after 20 minutes after meeting Vlado, we became very close after that moment. So
Vlado's a great guy on Twitter and off Twitter too, and a fantastic coach from what I'm hearing. Could we be seeing Vlado in the NPL next year as a coach?
Potentially.
So it's certainly on the cards at the moment. I mean, they're sitting, I think, second at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. But I've got them in my picks as top of the table. So if it goes that way, they will be.
I'd like to actually put in a late nomination for my moment of the season. I really enjoyed the Anzac Day game down at Beergrad. I thought Sasha and the team down there put on a fantastic show. And it was a great game too. So I think that's probably my pick for moment of the season. And boys, I can't wait for a potential Beergrad Adelaide Croatia match next season. Ooh. How good would that be? I've not experienced that match since I've been part of the federation. So that could be on the cards, which will be really exciting.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and back being in that top league, it'll just add more spice because I believe they've played it in the State League 1 recently, the last few years, I think. But in that NPL, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, no, it would be really good to see.
All good.
But I'm looking forward to the run-in for the State League 1 season as well. Our highlights package for State League 1 actually is hugely engaged with. It's probably actually on par with the NPL goals wrap, which is really great to see.
Definitely. And, mate, we've enjoyed it so far. We're looking forward to seeing what happens in the second half of the season. But Mark's got one more question.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to Mr. Matt and just find out what's in the future for Mr. Matt.
Is he still there, Mr. Matt?
Yes, I'm here. It's great to be with you, boys. Mr. Matt, well, that's a very good question. Mr. Matt hasn't laced his boots up since lockdown finished, really. I guess we're still looking at ways that Mr. Matt can, take to the field, so to speak. So, but Mr. Matt needs some resource and some sponsors and maybe some personalities as well. Like, I don't know, maybe a Craig Goodwin or, I don't know, even Martin Odegaard. Get on the blower, give Mr. Matt a call, and let's see if we can, take it to the next level.
You know what? We'll try our best, Mr. Matt, and see what we can do to help you in that instance.
Well, thanks very much, Mark. That's very kind.
Mr. Matt, I'm a big advocate for you, so hopefully we can see you back shortly, not too far, because it's a lot of fun.
It is good fun. No, it is good fun, and no, it was good to be a part of it. And even if it was a flash in the pan, it was good fun to make. But I still get messages of parents watching it with their kids, and they're absolutely loving it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Definitely. Well, I think Mr. Matt transformed back into Matt by the end of that that answer.
I can't actually remember how I blooming spoke. It's been a while, and I've had a glass of red, boys. So look. Give Mr. Matt a break, please.
Yeah, well deserved, Matt. And thank you for joining us on the mid-season reflection with myself and Mark. And it's good to see where the federation's at and what's to come for the rest of the season. And I can't believe it's halfway already.
I know, even Bon Jovi can't believe it. But on a serious note, lads, thank you for all your hard work. Keep it up, Johnny. Keep up the good work with the pod, and I'll see you blokes Friday night at South Adelaide.
Yes, nice and cold.
Right,
Rug up.
You'll definitely see me there.
With your hat, are you going to wear your hat again?
Am I going to wear a hat? I'll be definitely wearing a beanie. That's for sure. It's too cold not to.
Beautiful. And we're looking forward to having Benny Dale back on the mic down there too. So
yeah, I'm really glad he's jumping on this weekend. It'll be great to have him back behind the mic.
Thanks for the chat, Matt. That was a lot of fun talking to Matt and Mark. What a great chat it was with Matt. He's a lovely bloke, and as you saw there, he jumped from Mr. Matt to Matt Mays in a flick of a switch, and just shows what a nice guy he is, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. It's great to be able to work with him in a professional sense of that commentary and the social media. Like we've jumped on board with him, and it's been fantastic. I like him a lot because he's also an Arsenal supporter, so it makes life a lot easier. That's for sure.
Well, everyone that's been on the show today has joined me on my podcast, Kicking the Local. So we've heard the stories of Matt Mays, yourself, Marc Talbot, and also Nicholas Bucco and Madge Ibrahim. Unfortunately, Temelkovski hasn't come on yet, so keep an eye out for that. I'll try and get him on for an interview a bit later on. But how good was it to chat with all those boys? What was your favourite moment of the chats today?
I've taken a little bit from each of them. I think they've all had something insightful to add. Like we talked about Madge, about how his coaching and the philosophy hasn't changed too much, even going up another league. We've talked to Bucco, who everyone knows Bucco. Everyone knows what to expect from Bucco, which is the unexpected. We talked about his goal and how good it was, how he's been thinking about that moment where the ball's just going to sit upright, because he's been watching week in, week out, those goalkeepers are starting higher and higher. Talking to Temelkovski about how he's settled here in Adelaide, it was a good chat to find out that his partner had come over with him, and hopefully he gets a shot at A-League in the future. I mean, I'm sure he's probably only 22, 23. I know he's quite young still. And then obviously chatting with Matt just to find out what's happening with the socials and how that's expanding, the team's expanding, but how much effort they put in behind the scenes. And we get to see that firsthand on game days when they do match the round, and the effort that the producers have to put in, how much work goes into those days. So it is really good to be able to have that chat. But that's some of the things I've been able to take out is a little bit from each person, and I've found quite all four chats been quite enjoyable.
There have been, and I enjoyed chatting with someone like Temelkovski as well. First time having a chat with him and getting to see what he's doing, and focusing purely on football, which it seems. So it's good to see someone like that in our league, and looking forward to seeing what he can produce and see how long he stays in our league, because I can't see him staying too much longer in South Australia before. I don't think he'll go interstate. I feel like he could be going A-League at some point for sure.
Yeah, like he's banging goals in for fun. He's still young. Unfortunately, I think he's up against at the moment Golden Boot race with JJ Rideout, which we know and expect now in the NPL with Rideout at South Adelaide. But I think Temelkovski's just got the age on his side. He's still he's a lot younger than JJ. I would hazard the guess. I'm not sure how old James is, but he seems quite young. So I think it's one of those things where he's got that time on his side to be able to go A League. But yeah, I don't think he'll be around for like number of seasons here in Adelaide. I think it might be short stint, 1 or 2 seasons maybe, and he'll be off to somewhere else playing football, and hopefully for his sake, it's higher. It's obviously A League, but for our sake, from an NPL point of view for SA, I hope he doesn't, because he adds something to the league.
Me too. Yeah.
So I'm being selfish. I'm being selfish there from a league point of view, but from a player point of view, I hope he goes as high as he can go, and hopefully that's the A League, if not higher.
Yep, let's hope so. And there's still a long way to go for the season to see where that does take him. But State League 2, before we let it go, we've talked about the A League. They talked about the NPL. We talked about the State League 1. But State League 2 is an interesting race to the final half, with the top 2 teams currently Salisbury United and Western Strikers. We knew Western Strikers were going to be up there, but did you think Salisbury United would be there?
I knew they'd be there or thereabouts. I knew they'd be up near that they'd be in the finals. They'd be near the top of the table somewhere. They've got a great coach in Matt Gaston, who you've had on the show as well. He's got a great football philosophy. He's brought some really good players in. He's brought Matthew Marchioro in, who from Port Pirates, who's been he's been an outstanding player for years in the league. So having him on board has really strengthened their side. So I'm not surprised to see them so high. I think probably Northern Demons, I thought last year might be a bit of a one-off for them being so high, but they've backed it up this year. They're doing really well this year. So it's really a good league to keep an eye on, because on any day, looking at the results, any team can beat any team on the day. But Strikers and Salisbury just seem to have that edge. They just seem to be that little bit better than the rest of the league.
Yep, and it will be good to see who makes the final again, because I'm looking forward to that time of the season. That's my favourite time of the season. Before we wrap it all up, what is your thing you're looking forward to the most for the remainder of 2023?
There's a couple of things. Really keen to see the Golden Boot race for the NPL. I think that's going to be tight. I expected Maury to be up there after last year, but he's been playing a little bit wider this year on that left-hand side, as we spoke about in the game against Sturt. But that battle there for that, the top of the table battle is going to be great for the NPL, and Adelaide City who knows what's they're going to produce. As Bucco said, they've been poor at the back, poor up front. The middle's been good. So that'll be interesting to see how they back up the rest of the season. From State League 1 point of view, that relegation battle is always fun to see what happens. The finals will be there. We're going to have a great final series in all 3 leagues, I think, which will be great. But that relegation battle in the State League 1 is really a good battle. And Port winning on the weekend just closes that gap again. So there's lots to look forward to in all 3 leagues, to be honest. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how the season plays out. And then once those finals kick off, as you know, we saw it last year, anything can happen. And it's so exciting, especially when we come to the grand final. Look at the Vipers Strikers final, how amazing that was to be a part of. Unfortunately for Strikers, it didn't work, but for Vipers and the atmosphere that it created was just next level. It was brilliant. So I'm hoping we can get more of that this year, and I think we will.
Yep, I'm looking forward to recreating those moments as well. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'm in it. I'm only in it for the big occasions. That's it. I'm not in it for the little occasions. I'm there for the big ones, and I can't wait. I got to be a little bit selfish. I love it. I love that finals feeling, and also the cup finals and all that. So they're the best. And when you don't play like me, that's all you look forward to, is those big occasions, the atmosphere, the smell of the food as everyone's walking in, and you can just get ready for those big moments. So I think we're going to see more of those this year. And as you did mention, Vipers and Western Strikers grand final is always going to stick in my mind. And I think we might see some more like that this year, because it just feels like a different year this year. It feels like it's producing something special towards the end, especially in the NPL.
Yeah, you're right there. Like, you look at it, I mean, well, everyone's sort of said, Metro are going to do well. No one expected it. I don't think anyone expected them to be at the top of the table at this stage of the season. no one expected Adelaide United to be top 3.
No, I didn't.
Everyone thought mid-table, because they're always a hard team to judge, but they are playing so well. Anthony Andrioli's got them playing some great football. They're getting results. So it is great to see. And I did notice today, this is what I found fascinating. Having a quick look at the table today, the top 3 sides have all got a positive goal difference. The rest of them, apart from Beergrad, I think it is, have got a goal difference of 0. Every other club,
Adelaide City
a negative.
Adelaide City got a goal difference of 0 and Beergrad on -1, so very close.
So he's yeah. But
and
there's only 4 teams with a positive goal difference for 4 teams. The rest of them all negative, which tells you that there's a lot of attacking intent in the league regardless. Some of the defenses haven't been brilliant, but it creates for more goals. It creates for more exciting games.
The only one I've gotten correct, I think I had Metro Stars at the top. I can't remember, but I definitely had Beergrad sitting in 4th position. That's where they're currently at. So I'm there. Everyone laughed at me at the start, but I am there. So I'm going to take that as a win.
That's it. Got to take the wins when you can get them.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the second half of the season. This has been great. I've enjoyed doing something different for Kicking It Local. I will bring another one of these in a couple of weeks' time for the women's game as well, which is edging closer to the halfway mark there as well. But it's great sharing the mic with you once again, Mark. I've enjoyed having you on board. A bit different from when you shared your story. Now you're sharing your opinions this time around. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks for having me, and thanks for letting me jump on board alongside you to interview some great local talent, some coaches, and obviously the federation there. So thanks for having me, and keep up the good work, mate.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really do appreciate it. And also, if you do want to send any feedback on what you want to, any other new things, because I'm all about new things this season, hit me up on Kicking It Local SA on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and love to hear your thoughts. And if you got any players players, coaches, volunteers at your club who you'd love to be interviewed, message me, because I want to showcase all the community in our beautiful game here in South Australia. More stories to come, so stick around for those. And for now, we'll be back shortly, and enjoy the rest of the season. Thank you for joining me, Johnny Kecko, for today's episode, special occasion with my special guest co-host, Marc Talbot, on the mic, and also special guests with Matt Mays, James Temelkovski, Nicholas Bucco, and Madge Ibrahim, all joining me in today's episode. That was Kicking It Local. Make sure you subscribe to Kicking It Local wherever you get your podcasts so you can get a taste of the SA football community. Plus, follow at Kicking It Local SA on Instagram and Twitter so you don't miss any of the action. See you soon!